Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomizer. Here's a quick video where I want to help you decode big words. Take a few minutes and help you decode big words and also give you some spelling tips. Carry around up here and use when you need. Now, I have one particular word I'm going to look at today, matched with some other words you might mistake it for. So let's get ready to read. I'm about to show you this word. I want you to read it right out loud to whoever you're there with. And it's a pretty big word. I want to get out of the way so you can focus. And hit pause if you need to give yourself time. What's this word? All right, what's this say? And this. All right, I want to take a good look at that first word up top. That is the word anonymous. The next slide says annoy a mouse, and down below says any mouse. Right. Second and third line, I would think pretty easy to read. We're looking at that first word, and we're going to compare those words. But first, a quick reminder of my favorite fable, The Tortoise and the Hare, and the moral: slow and steady wins the race. Now, that's great advice if you're in a race, but slow and steady is great life advice. And one area of your life where you should take things slow and steady is when you're reading big words like anonymous. Right? A word like that would come along when you're reading a book or in class, and you want to read it slow and steady like the tortoise, who's going to come along to that word and be very responsible and hopefully say anonymous. But a lot of readers are like the hare. They want to get to the finish line first, and they'll zip through this word, and that's where mistakes can happen. And that's why I'm here today. So before we compare anonymous with those two other lines, are you the tortoise or the hare? Go. Be the tortoise. You're not going to win the race. You're not going to finish first, but you're going to be more responsible, and that's what's important. All right, so before we compare, a quick look at the word origin of that unusual word anonymous. Anonymous means not identified by name or nameless, right? Maybe you've heard that word or used that word before, and you're talking about a situation where you don't want anyone's talking about anonymous. They don't want someone else to know their name. They don't want anyone to know their name. And that's an old Greek word, anonymous. It looks like this in Greek, anonymous. I think it's pronounced that way in Greek too, but I'm not sure. However, the root of anonymous is the Greek prefix an, which means without, and onoma, which in Greek means name. So it literally means without name in Greek. That's where we get the word anonymous. And you can be anonymous by wearing a mask. And isn't that what everyone's busy doing these days, wearing a mask, right? Anonymous. Now, the comparison between anonymous and something the hare might say if he's rushing through this word, annoy a mouse. All right, they both start with an, and there's an N-O-Y, noy, and it looks like mouse at the end there. Am I in the way? I'm gonna get out of the way again. Especially that O-U. You can see mouse in both of those words. So that could say annoy mouse up top. But if you look at the O-Y, up top there's an N between that O-Y, and down below the N is before the O-Y. That's the big difference here. So how can you confuse that anonymous with annoy a mouse? Well, let's look at what the hare might do. Rushing through anonymous, look at the O-N-Y. Watch this. On your mark, get set, go. Yoink. That N can switch places with that O. I call it the N reversal. And suddenly, anonymous looks like annoy mouse. Annoy mouse. You need that silent E at the end of mouse. M-O-U-S-E. And your brain will fill in the rest, annoy a mouse. And that's how anonymous can turn into annoy a mouse. Now, the confusion between anonymous and any mouse. The hare comes along to anonymous, wants to rush through it. And watch what can happen with the O-N. When your mark it said go. Yoink, it just disappears. Young readers leave out letters like the N very often. It's a very common thing to do, to ignore an N when there is an N in a word like anonymous. And suddenly, anonymous looks like any mouse. And that's an illustration of how you can confuse anonymous with any mouse. All right, we're going to wrap up this video here. I've got a passage that I wrote for you to practice awesomizing your fluency. Get ready to read it. I want you to treat it like a race. but be the tortoise. Let me come back on screen here. I want you to be the tortoise. I'm about to show it to you. When I say go, hit pause and read it slow and steady. We're going to finish up. Okay, on your mark, get set, go. Hit pause. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Fluency Awesomeizer. Lots more videos just like this one can be found there. Or mom or dad can follow me on Facebook at The Fluency Awesomeizer. In my photos, I have tons and tons of reading passages just like these that would definitely help you awesomeize your fluency. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Come back and see me soon here at the Fluency The Fluency Awesomeizer. All right, bye.